Okay, lovely, lovely, lovely. So today's topic has to do with stance. Now, as you've known, you've been doing these meditations. We've been doing them together for this is our fifth week of 6 weeks. So we've got 7 precious days left. And the title of this series has been The Pathless Path. And we all know to some degree what that means for ourselves. That being on a path, that even coming to the acknowledgement that we have something we might call a spiritual path, that as we grow, as we evolve, as we come into wholeness, even the use of the word path is dismantled over and over and over again for all of us, hands down. There are no exceptions along this path. Every single one of us go through the process of, as we give our yeses change. Forms that worked no longer work, new forms are introduced. Communities that worked that no longer work dissipate, new community shows up. Everything about us changes, and therefore everything around us changes. And it brings me then to a very important topic in this process that we can name front and center, and that is our relationship with stance. Stance is very powerful. In fact, I work with many individuals who are working to discover their voices so that they can stand and speak for themselves. So this is not a commentary on that level of having stances, having a voice, being able to stand for your truth. It's not at all on that level. But what it is it's inviting us to go a bit deeper and discover a paradox. That as we grow in wholeness, as we grow in the solidity of the fullness of our being, we become more fluid. We become more adaptable and flexible to the moment. We become more alive in such a way that each moment is brilliant for us and opens us up to a horizon of what we might call magic or miracles or up-leveling of our energy. Very, very powerful. And so what that leads us to then is to take a look at our relationship to stance. It is a good practice at all times to look again and again and again. Where within us do we hold a stance? That's right, this is wrong. I'm for this, I'm against this. Or even the ways we hold stances deep within ourselves. For instance, we may come to a certain point in our personal growth. And in that personal growth, we emerge to discover that we have a very tender heart. And to protect that tender heart, we stand for that heart. But when we look closely, we can discover that while that's very important to do, to discover how to do that, we're also invited in to a very intimate and subtle relationship with the very nature of the stance that we may have as ourselves, for parts of ourselves. And if we draw close then to that understanding of stance, we will discover areas within ourselves where we may hold a certain resistance or a certain rigidity or a certain needing to hide just a little bit to protect ourselves, or a certain attitude that holds certain things at arm's length. We discover as we draw close to these inward stances that there are little threads where the stance doesn't serve us. It may serve us in other areas, but that's where the dance comes in, right? So in the Gospel of John, chapter 14, we've got this great long monologue of Jesus with his friends. And one of the phrases in there, it's chapter 14, Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Well, one of his friends immediately wants to latch onto that like a black and white. Well, you say that we know the way, but we don't know the way. He's trying to latch onto it. He wants somebody to give him like a map. And then on the map, it says, go down the street and take a right, and you'll do that for the rest of your life. He wants that kind of certainty. And Jesus points so well, oh, do you not yet understand? I am the way, meaning that I embody the way through the way I dance in this world. I embody the way because I can penetrate into the nature of what is real at any given moment and give assent to that truth that presents itself. I have the ability to then in the next moment meet someone else and penetrate into that reality and see exactly where they are and respond wholly there. That is what I believe is to be understood when we see a human being as embodying the way. There's a terrific example in the life of Gandhi, and I'm paraphrasing this long story. And Gandhi had rallied, I think, upwards of 40,000 people that were going to come to his area. They were making a stance about something. I don't know what it was. It may have been the salt. It may have been something else. And they were all coming to do a nonviolent gathering there. Well, they were doing this gathering in order to influence some kind of law or edict being changed. Well, in the process of everybody coming from all over the area, in that process, something changed. The authorities that could change whatever the edict or law was actually changed it, actually put something in writing that made the gathering irrelevant. And Gandhi said, well, just tell everybody they can start going home. It's all accomplished. And his counselor, one of his counselors said, you can't do that. That would be terrible. These people traveled for so far. We still have to go through with it. And Gandhi said, my life is an experiment in the truth. Meaning that as his understanding of what the truth is changes, meaning as the truth of the circumstance changing around him, which is what happened there, whenever it changes, his assent, his yes, was to the change. So we have an opportunity in becoming the way to let our stance be in the dance. I love that phrase, our stance in the dance. I'm going to read you one of the Radiant Sutras, and it is number 56 in the Yukti verses. This whole universe is a path of liberation, a vast arena for your endless play. Playing, let your awareness be everywhere at once. Planets, stars, swirling galaxies, subatomic motes, all are dancing within you. Enter the rhythm. Descend into the space between beats. Dissolve into intimacy with the dancing one. So you can see that our freedom, our liberation is caught, is is an invitation, I should say, is a better way to put it, is an invitation to enter into the dance with that level of attentiveness, so that all of this is happening within us and we are tending all of it, and that our awareness is everywhere all at once. And when our attention is everywhere all at once, we grasp reality from the largeness of our being, which allows us not to establish these rigid stances, but to have a stance that says yes to where the truth is at any given moment. And that's why it ends with that word dance, because it's like a dance, isn't it? One day we're doing the tango, the next day we're doing bachata, the next day we're doing a line dance, the next day we're doing a goddess dance. The dance ever changes, but the nature of the intimacy with ourselves is what remains. This paradox of finding that we are meant to have stability. We are meant to have our feet right on the ground. We are meant to learn and discover who we are, and to live that to the fullness of our potential, which has a certain solidity to it. I'm Kimberly, I'm not Mary Kay. And at the same time, that discovery happens in the fluidity that I am present to all, everywhere, all at once, and become shape-shifting in my life. That's the solidity. So what I thought would be nice today for this is to return to, every once in a while, we do a heartbeat meditation. And this is going to be a version of a heartbeat meditation. And the reason I chose the heartbeat is because I truly think that it is in the symbol of the heart. So yes, the physical heart, but the heart is what this symbol and this center, an actual center where we find a lot of our emotional body finds a place where it lands. You know, we talk about being open-hearted, which means we're right like this, open to the world with joy and love, or open in our giving of love. And the heart so often is what can be crushed in life, right? We open to this nature of love that is our being. And in that experience, we experience what life holds for us. And sometimes we are met in that love, and at other times we are not met in that love. So it's very easy in our life experience to create stances within our heart, to allow humanity to come close, but only come so far, to establish a way that we may be open and may be guarded, to develop a relationship with ourselves and our heart that can hold back our ability to flow with emotion, like grief or rage. So our relationship with our hearts can reveal where we have these little stances. So the heartbeat meditation today is going to be about allowing our hearts to open, to find the stance in the dance, and to allow all to move, all that you are to move. You may find energetically after this meditation that it will bear the fruit over the days to ripple energetically, and you'll experience movements that maybe you weren't experiencing so strongly before. A softening of yourself, a softening of yourself in relation to yourself, in relationship to life, in relationship to the experience of your life, and where the heart is soft and supple. And it is already soft and supple, even if you've got some stances around it. Where it is soft and supple, that is where we come alive. That is the path of liberation that is in the beginning of that sutra. So I'm going to guide with a heartbeat meditation, but we're going to do 2 mudras during the meditation. So the first mudra is a healing of the heart meditation. Now, if you've never done mudras before, and we've done a few, so I know you've done at least a few, they are understood to be both symbolic and energetic actions that move the energy of your being. Physical body, yes, but even more than that, your subtle energy as well. So we're going to do 2 mudras. The first for the heart, you want to hold your hands up like this, and you're going to take your pointer finger and your middle finger, and you're going to bring it down to touch the thumb. So all 3 are actively pressing. And then you're going to take these fingers and put them together like they're sealed together, like a Spock, part of a Spock greeting. And then you're going to let them sit beside. So it's going to look like this, or like this, or like this. That's probably the best view via Zoom. So you can see the first 2 are curved downward upon the thumb, and the other 2 are pointing straight forward. And when I invite you to, you're going to do that to circulate the energy, but then you're going to bring it like this. So you're going to see these 2 holes, okay? And you're going to touch with the pinky finger against the heart chakra. So that's going to be the first mudra that we're going to use. And I'll invite you when we're doing that mudra. The second will come towards the end, and this is Dhyani Mudra, and this is a very, very famous one. In fact, it's reported that the Buddha was doing this mudra when he came to enlightenment. We don't know that, but that's kind of the legend with it. And it's simply cupping the hands. So the right hand is sitting with the left like this, and you're touching the thumbs, and this is curved on the lap. So left is cupping on the right, sitting on the lap, and the thumbs are pressed. Now, where the ends of fingers and thumbs touch, that's where you want to press, even if you do so only lightly. So for this one, you're going to be pressing there, press, and it allows the energy to circulate. And with this one, it's these fingers that are pressing. So these 3 fingers are pressing, okay? And we're going to be circulating the energy. Okay, so here's to soft, supple, stance-free hearts. Okay, I invite you to close your eyes. And as we begin this heartbeat meditation together, draw the focus to the center of the chest, to the seat of the heart chakra. Knowing this heart chakra opens outwards horizontally towards the front and outwards horizontally out the back. And bring your awareness there. Rest into noticing, whether it's sensing or imagining. And if you're comfortable, allow the heart chakra to open with the intention of receiving, becoming soft so that you may receive the love that is already there for you. And now, coupled with this awareness, feel or sense or imagine the beating of your own heart. Bum, 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 bum. Come close to that heartbeat. And notice that with each heartbeat, each pulse, that pulse is a light. As you tend the heartbeat, allow, release that light to magnify and to fill the cavity of your heart, all the places that are comfortable and uncomfortable of your own heart and its life experience. Let your awareness awaken to see that this light at the center of the heartbeat, that it expands beyond the heart and fills your physical body. Every cell, from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head, are being lit up with the light of this heartbeat. And broaden the awareness to see that this light of your pulsing heart expands beyond your physical body, through the heart chakra, through all your subtle energy, and fills the room where you sit. Knowing that this light is the light of the ineffable, capable of renewing and washing and healing and revitalizing all of you, all parts of you, your heart, your mind, your past, present, and future, all in this moment. And this light of your heartbeat, which is the light that's at the center of all creation, expands and amplifies beyond the room where you sit, out to all creation, all creation. Here you taste that path of liberation, where you exist as part of the cosmic dance, a being of light in a world of light. And we begin with the first mudra, allowing the pointer, the index, and the thumb to meet, turning the hands so the pinky and the ring finger sit in the center of the chest. And let the energy of the heart chakra, whether you imagine or sense it, move through both hands and circulate through the arms, up the shoulders, through the head, creating a large circle in both directions, washing your being, flooding your body. Awakening the connection with all. Allow this amplified energy to open you to the receiving of love with all created from a source we might call love. That love pulses as creation. And you right now are awakened into the sea of this love. Allow it like a light and gift and flow to enter your own being. And equally allow it to flow from you as well to all creation. Spiraling movement, all the elements, the air, the sun, the trees, the water, animals, humans, the realms, the galaxies. In this moment, we dance and allow the giving and the receiving of the energy of love. In this, all your stances are being healed, tended, cared for, and dissolved. Now, very gently release the mudra. Let the palms come just to sit on the lap. Bring your presence to what is for you now. Seal and slowly end our meditation. I invite you to place the right hand in the left palm, both palms facing up, the thumbs touching, sealing the power of our meditation. And I end with this chant. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Mudaya Nishpravanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. And grounding yourself to move from our meditation with grace, I invite you to bring your palms together in front of your heart. Press the fingertips together and bow the head, bowing to yourself, your own divinity, and to all creation that was so gracious to participate in this meditation with us. And open your eyes with namaste. Namaste, my friends. Blessings. See you tomorrow.